What's happening, people? I'm out and about again, and today I have come to Wakefield, or near Wakefield, a little town or estate or village, I'm not sure what it is, called Lupset, or Lupset, I'm not sure how to say it. It's spelled Lupset, but I'm not upset about being at Lupset, because this is supposed to be the best fish and chip spot in the UK, some people say. Now, a lot of people say Murgatroyd's in Leeds, and like I've said before in previous videos, I've never been to Murgatroyd's in Yeadon in Leeds, which is shocking to say. I've got a food review channel in it, but same could be said about this place, same could be said about the Anstruther in Scotland, which is supposed to be the best. But today I've come here to Wakefield, or Lupset, to try this fish and chip shop. Now, this has been recommended a few times by you guys. The sun's out, so I'm struggling to see this. Centec76 said, this was a year ago, commented on my Fisherman's Wife in Whitby video. Hi fella, try a fish and chip shop called George A. Green Fisheries in Lupset near Wakefield. Awesome food. And might have taken me a year, but here I am. And also on the British Fish and Chip Shop in Tenerife video, I got a comment from Jim Cameron, obviously 2 months ago. If you're ever in Wakefield, my hometown, try George A. Green Fisheries. They are the best fish and chips. And he does give a mention to another one with a close second spot going to Kingfisher near Derby at Durka. Well, maybe I'll try that if this one's good. Rick B3645 wrote basically a full paragraph about a lot of fish and chip shops. He said, I'll enjoy Murgatroyd, which I'm going to try soon because it's long overdue. And he also mentions this one there. The second place is George A. Green. He actually says that the first place is the Maypole Fisheries in Otley. And he says this is the second for him. George A. Green, Wakefield. So we are in WF2 8HA. So, yeah, this is where we're going today. It's on a little council estate. I've just had a little wander on. We are a bit early because it opens at 11 o'clock. It's only 10:30 right now, so we're a little bit early. That's why I'm sat on the main road actually, just by the Tetley's pub and a Betfred. I'm going to go get a cup of tea across the road at the SO garage. And while I do that, you guys have a little look at today's video sponsor. It is, of course, Holy. Today's video sponsor, it's their birthday, and they are 4 years old. And to celebrate their birthday, they have launched these 2 new flavours. We've got the Holy Birthday Bunny energy drink, that's lychee flavour, which is dragon fruit, and energy eel, looks like an electric eel, and that's guarana flavour. The best thing about these energy drinks for me, obviously you guys know I was, before partnering with Holy, I was mad on the energy drinks, and I'll be honest, it messes with your head. This one, it says focus formula, new calf and 14 nootropics and vitamins. It says obviously the flavour, the guarana, and this is what I love the branding. It just says no bullshit. It says no sugar, taurine, and other junk. So yeah, that's the energy eel. We'll try that on a different video. Today, as it's their birthday month, 4 years old. The company doesn't get to 4 years old without being pretty damn good, does it? We're gonna try this birthday bunny lychee flavour. Oh. Alright. Little measuring spoon. Get it in there. Shake it up. Now, they do some fancier shakers than this, but unfortunately, I just ordered a powders 2 hours later. Right, lychee, dragon fruit. Let's give this a try. Let's give it a taste. Oh yeah. I don't think I've ever tasted dragon fruit before. A dragon fruit. I still think sour cherry is the best flavour, but if you want to try all the flavours out, you can get one of these bad boys. This is a I think it's called a starter pack, and you get all the sachets. So it's best to do this before you buy a big tub, unless you know you like a flavour. Like I now know sour cherry is my favourite. So you've got your hydration, 14 hydration sachets. You've got 14 iced tea sachets and 14 energy sachets. And you get a mixer. That is currently £10 off, and if it's your first time ordering, you can use the code JustDino5 for another £5 off. You can get 15 quid off one of these. I can't pick the box up. One of these starter packs, and that is absolutely the best way to try out the whole year before you commit to a tub on a monthly basis, on a couple of monthly basis. But yeah, I'm happy with this dragon fruit. Sour cherry is still the number one for me. I think the sour cherry is actually a hydration one, not an energy one. But if you like your hydration drinks, energy drinks, iced teas, this is the company for you. If you use code JustDino, you can get 10% off your order. If you're not a first-time customer, I know a lot of you have ordered through my links, and I appreciate that. It makes the videos possible, having sponsors like this and partners like this. Thank you to Holy for sponsoring this video. The links will be in the description and the pinned comment. Let's get back to the fish and chips. Okay, so change of plan. The tea and coffee machine's out of order across there, so no cup of tea for Dino. I'll have to get one in the chip shop. Now this is a takeaway chip shop only, and it's on the estate, so we're going to head down there now, and yeah, let's looking forward to this. Get some fish and chips. Still got about 10-15 minutes to wait, but it says it's a 7-minute walk, so let's get onto this council estate, and yeah, get some chips. So just off this main road, you take a little left, and ironically the road is called George A. Green Road. So I'm guessing it's down here onto this industrial estate, council estate. You see all these red brick houses, and I can see like the what's that other stuff called? Cladding? Is it cladding with all little bricks on the side? And there's a farm foods here right in the middle of the estate. Not too bad. Let's get down here. So this farm food's actually, and there's some sort of, I think it's a doctor's surgery up there. It's on George A. Green Court. So I wonder who this George A. Green is. All these names, these roads are named after him. This fish and chip shop is right in the centre of a proper old school council estate. I absolutely love it. It so reminds me of my youth. All these red brick houses where I grew up on a council estate, but some of my friends grew up on a different council estate, and they're all these cladded houses. Yeah, this is bringing back memories, but that wasn't a 7-minute walk because it's literally right here. That is the fish and chip shop there. George A. Green Fisheries. So I'm actually going to put the camera away, and I'm going to try go in incognito. There is some seating outside though. I should be the first customer because they don't open for 15 more minutes. So I'm going to go in, and then I'm going to sit on the tables outside. I don't want to let them know I'm filming before I get the food. I don't want any special treatment. I don't want any extra chips. I want to get it as it comes. Now, with it being such a popular spot, I'm guessing that it's going to be good. I have looked at some photos online, and the batter is really, really dark on the photos, so maybe that's their thing. I am told, as you saw in the comments, that they're frying beef dripping. So let's get in there. There's people coming already, waiting 15 minutes before they open. There's 2 people stood outside. Wow, this is going to be busy. Right, okay, let's go get some fish and chips. I'm going to get fish chips, curry sauce, mushy peas, what else? Tin of dandelion and burdock. Ooh, let's go. Okay, so I ran into a bit of a problem. George A. Green Fisheries is cash only. Little sign in the window. So I had to go find a cash point, and the nearest cash point was at the garage. But of course, the cash point wasn't working, just like the tea machine, coffee machine. So I've had to walk down here to Asda, so I'm going to go to Asda, get some cash and get back up there. So I'm not going to be the first customer now. Right, Nearly in Wakefield city centre now. Rate trek. Okay, cash acquired, and before any of the people who live around here tell me I didn't have to go past Mother Hubbard's to get to Asda, I know now because I came out the back door, but there were no signs, so obviously I'm not from around here, so I don't know. Anyway, let's get back to the George A. Green. See you outside there with my fish and chips. Okay, so by the time I got back there, ordered my food, went outside, 5 out of the 6 tables were taken. And obviously there was a baby there, all people just chatting away, and it's really hard to edit videos when it's voices. I can get music out, instrumental music out, but unfortunately if people were chatting away, you're just going to hear a voice in the background. So I've come back around to the corner by the this pub here, which I'm going to go for a pint in afterwards because they've kindly let me sit outside. I mean, I hadn't asked, but I just saw a guy outside and he said, George A. Green, thinking this knows exactly what it is. He saw me filming the B-roll, which you guys can see right now. Have a look at this. And it is darker than I've ever seen before. Okay, so I went for, of course, a dandelion and burdock. You can't have fish and chips without a dandelion and burdock. What do you think to that? It's very, very dark, that, isn't it? Can't get my nails under it. The chips look like they've been done at home. Benchos. They did have bitter shandy as well available there. I'll go through the prices at the end. I don't want this to get cold. I really want to give this the best chance to be good. I mean, straight off the bat, look at this fish. Look at the size of this fish. This is a normal one, not special. Look at that. What the blooming heck? Look at that. So I'll break it up. Oh, my days. Look at that. Falls away. Wow, look at that white gold. Really, really thick piece of fish that on one side, and then you've got all the way down to the tail. So, let's give it a try. Oh, not sure if the camera's picking that up, but that is really nice. Look how thick that fish is. Oh my God. Oh man. Wow, wow, wow. Crispy batter. Proper little bits of it all everywhere. Really, really tasty. Oh my God. I nearly went for a special. No need to. Look at the size of that fish. That is probably the biggest, chunkiest piece of fish I've ever had. It's a bit greasy, but it's because it's cooked in beef dripping. Flaky fish. Oh man. The batter, the fish, this is absolutely fantastic. Wow. Right, let's get on to these chips. Like I said, some of them are really, really proper dark. Look at that. Look how dark these chips are. But, oh wow. Wow. They're dark because of the beef dripping, aren't they? They're soft on the inside. They had baskets and baskets and baskets and baskets of probably pre-fried, ready to go in again. I think these must be at least double cooked, double dipped in the dripping. Unbelievable. Really tasty. Nice. Obviously, I put salt and vinegar on myself. Oh man, this is cracking. Look at that. The soft potato. Right. I did get a sausage, right? But I made a mistake. I was actually looking for a pie, but they had no pies in there. They don't do pies. They know what they're good at and they stick to it. So I went for a sausage, something different. I thought fish cake, I'm getting potatoes and fish. But then as I walked out, I saw all the fish cakes, and they must be popular because they had. Bear in mind, they're only open at 11:2. They had the fish cakes, and they were like that. They were thick. They were like nearly the size of this can. They were absolutely massive. £3 the fish cakes, but I went for a sausage, and now, obviously, a sausage, chip shop sausages, they're not known for the chip shop sausage, are they? This is just going to be a normal. Yeah. Forget that. Let's try the mushy peas. That's just a standard fish and chip shop sausage. Let's open these mushy peas. They're luminous green. That's how I like them. Look at that. Hee. Oh yes. Oh yeah. They're proper old school tasting, really strong tasting peas. Not too mushy, not like a puree. They're great. A little dollop of mint sauce in there, they'd be probably the best peas I've ever had. I do like my peas minted me. Right. Curry sauce. Now this is a big one for me because I love my curry sauce. I know some of you guys are saying that I should be having gravy. Not with fish and chips. With pie and chips maybe. Let's open this curry. Oh yes. That's what I like to see. I like to see the bits in there. Let me bring you a little bit closer. I like to see those bits. A smooth curry sauce is not what you want. You want these little, I don't know what the bits of, if I'm honest. See a little bit of red in there, which is obviously a bit of spice. Bit of black pepper. Right. Let's give it a taste on its own. Wow, that's beautiful. Really thick. Proper traditional curry. Hint of a spice there as well. Go beautiful these. Look how it sticks to chips. Oh my days. That's unbelievable. Right. Wow. Don't talk to me about fish and gravy when you can have fish and curry. I'm going to finish this, then I'm going to go in there and get a pint, and I'll see you guys back out here. Okay, that was George A. Green Fish and Chips. Fisheries. So let's go through the prices first before we give it a score. The fish and chips was £9.50. Sausage was £1.70. The peas and the curry were £1.20 each, and the can was £1.20 each. My total bill came to £14.80. Here's a copy of the receipt. Now, of course, the sausage was a mistake. I should have tried the fish cake, if I'm honest. The fish was probably, and chips, I'll say the chips as well actually, probably the best fish and chips I've ever had. That's some statement. It reminds me of when I was younger. I don't know if everything were cooked in beef dripping back in the day when I was younger, but even just as soon as I walked onto that council estate with the red brick houses, I knew. I didn't need the recommendations from you. I knew this was going to be good. Sat outside that pub there. I didn't bother going for a pint because I've got to get back home. But sat outside that pub there, the guy said, George A. Green, people travel for miles to come for it. The amount of fish cakes, the amount of fish, and the sheer amount of chips that he'd pre-fried, ready, was incredible. By the way, you can actually bank transfer So I walked all the way down to Asda and walked back, and he said, bloody hell, how far did you walk? And I went, well, I'm not from around here, I don't know where bank machines are, and Esso garage were broken. And he just laughed. Said you can pay cash, but you can bank transfer as well. But I didn't see that on the outside. The outside sign's a little bit faded, but on the inside it's clear as day. So you can pay by bank transfer. Absolutely, what an idiot. So I basically lost I had an hour walking about. Anyway, fish and chips, unbelievable. Like I said, the best fish and chips I've ever had. The mushy peas were really nice. Probably not the best mushy peas I've ever had, but still really, really good. £1.20. Curry sauce, really, really good. I don't know about you guys, but I remember curry sauce when it had sultanas in it. Or was it raisins? But I'm sure it's sultanas. And I used to love that curry sauce. Never ever get sultanas in your curry sauce anymore. Not sure why. Maybe it's not homemade, maybe it's bought in. I'm not sure. Yeah, like I said, the sausage were a mistake. I should have gone for the fish cake. Scored out of 10. Well, it's the best fish and chips I've ever had. So, but I haven't tried Anstruther and I haven't tried Murgatroyds. And apart from that one, them two are the other main fish and chip shops here in the UK that everybody says you've got to try. So, we'll be going on a trip soon, probably to Murgatroyds because it's closer than Anstruther. That's a hell of a trip. But, yeah, score out of 10. I'm going to give it a 9.9 just because, in case one of them other two was better. Or one of you guys put in the comments and tell me where else is there. I'm actually going to do a video on my council estate that I grew up on. The fish and chip shop is still there from when I was a kid, and it's been there all the time. All the other shops have changed, chopped and changed, laundrettes and all sorts of different stuff, but the fish and chip shop is still there, and it's not far from where I live now. So I might nip down and have a little stroll down memory lane, walk you about the council estate where I grew up on, and yeah, show you my childhood house, show you mine and Naomi's first flat was on that council estate. Naomi lived on that. Well, she lived just off the council estate, just off in the posh bit with the horses and things. If you want to see that, let me know, and I'll try the fish and chips there. Right, that's it for today. What a fish and chip show that was. Once again, thank you to Holy for sponsoring this video. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.